All right, cool. All right, thanks, Rosa. Appreciate it. Okay, so we're gonna get started. So today's topic is, like I mentioned, the 5 agent troubles and how to fix them. Which ones do you want to fix them? Because what I have noticed from speaking to hundreds and hundreds of agents a year is that a lot of people tend to have the same problems over and over again. Why? There's certain things that just keep recurring. So you don't have to keep having the same problems, I'm going to give you guys little fixes and a direction of that you can go in so you don't have to keep making the same mistakes over and over again. If you guys, as a show of hands, give me a 1 in the chat, just the number 1, type it in the chat. If you guys would like to not make the mistakes that 80% of agents make, guys, raise your hand for that, or give me a thumbs up or a 1 in the chat. There we go. Okay, there we go. All right, now we're talking. Okay, so without further ado, let's do this, guys. So, top 5 agent troubles. Now, guys, do me a favor, okay, and type the number 2 in the chat if you are tired of working with buyers. Let me guess. You prospect a little bit, or you get a referral, and people come around and they say, I want this, this, and this, and this. And you run like mad, you do everything you can, you put your best foot forward, you give them amazing client service, you pick up the phone, you know, whenever they call, it doesn't matter if it's nights, weekends, with family, yada, yada, yada. And then one day, after giving them 2 or 3 weeks of your life, and they seem to be so, you know, hot and heavy on the idea of purchasing a building, next thing you know, they evaporate and they ghost you and they stop answering your calls. Guys, do me a favor and let me know if that's ever happened to you, right? Okay. Here's the thing, just know you're not alone, okay? You are in the vast majority of agents. There's a couple mistakes, though, that you made along the way. Couple things. I'm not going to bag on working with buyers. Not yet. Later on in the presentation, I will. But if you've ever worked with somebody and if they fog up a mirror, you throw them in your car, or you go on LoopNet, or you go on CoStar and you do a search, you go on Craigslist, you send them reports and so on and so forth. And if you've ever done that without walking foot in their current location, give me a 1 in the chat, okay? Because if you did, and hey guys, by the way, all of these mistakes I have made myself, okay? So I am not condemning anybody. I have made all these mistakes 100 times. I just happen to learn from my mistakes and I no longer do them, okay? And what I want to do is show you what you need to do. So step 1, most agents that I speak to, they do not vet their buyer opportunities enough. Here's what I mean. They don't have enough business. They don't have a full enough pipeline. So what they wind up doing is they take anyone that says, yeah, I'm looking for a commercial property. Guess what? They go and they help that person and see what they can do, and they put on their helpful agent hat and they do everything that the person asks. But they never themselves asked, do you have the money? Why do you need it? Why do you want to leave your current place, right? Guys, if you have ever put someone in your car or sent them in a report or went to go show buildings and schedule showings for somebody, and you didn't go to their current location, you didn't get a letter from a bank, you didn't refer them to a lender first and vet them and have the lender vet them, right? Guys, let me know if you're guilty, okay? In fact, type guilty in the chat for me, okay? Because I think what you'll see, guys, okay, Rosa, Rudy, okay, guys, I'm guilty myself, okay? So I'm by no means, I have done this all like a million times. The thing is, once I realized, okay, what the issue was, then I was finally able to address it. What it comes down to is working with buyers is no fun if they're unqualified. The only way you should work with someone, you should almost in a nice way make them prove to you why you should take your time out of your day to work with them. Because guys, what we have in this business is 2 things. We only have 2 things to sell. Can anybody tell me that in the brokerage business, the 2 things that we have to sell? One begins with a T and the other begins with a K. Can anyone tell me what those 2 items are? One is our time, the next is our knowledge. Guys, the only thing we have to sell in this business is our time and our knowledge. So we need to give both sparingly, okay? You only give your time to someone who deserves it, who has earned it, and who is capable of transacting, okay? We do not get paid money for charity. We don't get paid for the people that we can't bring across the finish line, right? This is not a charity. I would love to help 1 million people do everything, but at the end of the day, we only have enough time so that we can help the people that can use our help. The people that can use our help are, number one, people that have the means. So have they been qualified by a bank? If so, great. Number two, do they have enough money liquid so that they can go ahead and execute? So let's say the bank is willing to give them a 75% LTV loan. Great. Do they have 25% down liquid? Right? So, and what you do is you never ever make it say like, well, I'm not going to work with you unless you this and unless you that. What you say is, Mr. Smith, what I'd really like to do is when we place an offer, I'd like to be able to put our best foot forward because the temperature of the market is such that we really, really need to move fast. And when we find an opportunity, we need to have everything in order. Okay, so what that means is, number one, we have to get a pre-qualification letter from a bank or some sort of letter that's going to be able to put your offer above everyone else's. On top of that, what I really like to do to put the icing on the cake, I like to have a proof of funds letter that shows that you are ready, willing, and able to execute. And all they have to do is sign on the dotted line of the contract, and they have a high quality buyer. If you do that, guys, if you get a proof of funds letter and you get somebody pre-qualified by a lender of your choice, somebody that you trust, okay, you with me? If you're able to do that, guys, I promise you, you're going to, number one, you're going to weed out a lot of garbage, okay? And there's nothing wrong with saying to someone, hey, okay, I understand you're not ready right now, but why don't we do this? Why don't you go speak to this lender? Why don't you get me this proof of funds letter and have them, give them homework and have them come back? Because what's going to happen, guys, and I promise you, if you work with somebody before they're ready, what they're going to do is they're going to drive you around, or you're going to drive them around. You're going to go to all these showings, and then all of a sudden they're going to go quiet. Number one, because they're embarrassed and they used up your time, and number two, they're going to realize, oh shoot, now isn't a good time because I don't have a loan yet, because I don't have the money yet. If you vet them first before spending so much as an hour of your time, you will be so much further ahead. Does that make sense, guys? Type 1 in the chat if that makes sense, where you're going to vet these people hard, okay? Make sure you get just a few things, okay? Rosa says, Rudy says 1, Laura says 1. Okay, guys, awesome. Really, really important, guys, because, and here's the thing. If you save yourself 1 hour a week from working with a wasted person, that's 1 more hour a week that you can be prospecting. That's 50 hours a year. Guys, that's more prospecting than most people do in a month, 50 hours, right? You with me? So if you just take up the time that you would have spent with buyers, and trust me, you would have not just spent 1 hour with that buyer. You would have been running around and making appointments and sending things back and forth for someone that's not even ready. You know, you're like trying to give steak to a vegetarian. You know, it makes no sense. You're like trying to give an ice cream cone to someone who's lactose intolerant. It's just something you're trying to give them something that they just can't handle, that they just don't want. So, or they're not ready for. So the point is, like, you wouldn't give a steak to a newborn, would you? Of course not. Why? Because they're just not ready. Maybe in a year from now, they'll be ready to eat a steak, but you see what I'm getting at, right? So you have to be able to work with only the people that you can service and that will work, that are ready, willing, and able, okay? So that's number 1, working with buyers. The best thing you can do to work with, to get over the hump. So if you don't want to work with buyers, we can show you how to work with sellers. But if you are going to work with buyers, the best thing you can do is vet them, okay? Now, not making enough money, okay? Who here in the training or on the thread would like to make more money? Guys, give me a 2 in the chat if you would like to make more money, okay? And I know what every single one of your problems is. Every single one, okay? Okay, Laura is giving me a 2, Rudy's giving me a 2. Okay, all right, cool. All right, Richard, Tim, Vanda, you guys have made enough money, or you're here because you want to make some money. All right. I guarantee you, I know why you're not making enough money. Okay, it's because you don't have enough opportunities. Right? Am I wrong? Guys, tell me if you are not making enough money, is it because you have too many opportunities or not enough opportunities? Right? Let's think about that, right? Okay, so why don't you have enough opportunities? If you had 1,000 opportunities, you think that you'd be making the kind of money you want? If you had 100 opportunities currently, you think you'd be making the money you want? The problem is, which 99.9% of brokers suffer from, is not having enough opportunities. The way we get opportunities in this business is we create our own opportunities, right? Laura says, totally. Exactly, guys. Here, it's very, very simple. It's like, okay, if having the faucet halfway on is half the money you need to make, what we need to do is we need to open up that faucet all the way so you can make the type of money you want to make. So can anybody here? Okay, guys, do me a favor. On a scale of 1 to 10, okay, do me a favor and put in the chat on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being you are an absolute prospecting beast. You create opportunities for yourself every single day, 5 days a week, 52 weeks a year. You don't take vacations. You're an absolute rock star when it comes to prospecting, and you have more business than you would know what to do with, okay, on one hand, and a 1 being like, yeah, you know you need to do it. You're just not quite doing it, but you haven't picked up the phone in gosh knows how long, right? Where are you in between that 1 and 10 in terms of prospecting on a daily basis? Okay, and then just be honest, guys, because the more honest with me you are, the more honest with yourself you'll be, and the more you're going to get out of this today. So Rudy says 4. Awesome, man. That's honest. Vanda says 2. Okay, that's honest too, guys. Don't worry, guys. It is not your fault. Okay, picking up the phone and calling strangers is not fun. Okay, getting kicked in the teeth is not fun. Okay, however, would any of you guys, like the analogy I love to use, right? Would any of you guys get in the ring with Mike Tyson blindfolded with your hands tied behind your back? What do you think would happen, right? Do you think you'd get slaughtered, right? Of course you would. Why? Because you're going in unprepared and you're going in with literally no way of defending yourself, okay? The way to make money in this business is by creating opportunities for yourself and doing one of 2 things. There's only 2 types of prospecting. There's cold prospecting and there's warm prospecting. Calling people you know, okay, is warm prospecting. Calling people you don't know is cold prospecting. That's it, right? And think about it, guys. Is the amount of people that you know larger than the people you don't know in this world, or smaller? Okay. Unless you have some sort of insane network that no one else in the world has, the amount of people you know is smaller than the amount of people that you don't know. So it would make sense that at some point or another, for you to get to the point where you want to, once you have tapped out your warm network, you're going to need to start tapping into a cold network. The best way you can do it, guys, if you're not making enough money, is reach out to strangers on a daily basis. But you have to have a game plan. You have to know what to say. You have to know who to call. You have to know why you're calling them. And you need to be able to be good on the phone. You need to be able to get your message across, get on, learn how to get a meeting, and get off. You with me, guys? So the top 5 agent trouble number 2 is if you're not making enough money, it means you're not creating enough opportunities for yourself daily. And the more opportunities you create for yourself daily, the more money you will make. It's just that easy. Business is like a bathtub, right? You got 2 things you can do. You got the drain where your clients are going out the bottom, and if all your clients go out the bottom via transactions, and you're not putting water in the top of the tub, guess what? The tub's going to be empty at some point. So you have to be putting, not only replenishing what's going out the bottom, but if you want to make more money, you got to fill that tub up. Okay, so you got to open up that faucet. The way you open up that faucet is by prospecting daily, and the best thing you can do is prospect to give the right message to the right people at the right time. But I guarantee you, if you're not making enough money, or if you're not making the money that you know you're capable of, it's because you're not making enough dials every day. Who's with me? If this resonates with you, is this helping anybody, guys? Just say me in the chat if this is helping, if this is making sense. Because what I'm teaching you guys, this isn't rocket science. This isn't the Pythagorean theorem. This is just common sense stuff, but sometimes a lot of people never put it completely together, so they don't know that it's never occurred to them, oh man, maybe I need to, instead of just reaching out to my local network, maybe I need to start doing cold calling. Okay, awesome, good. Glad this is helping. Okay, Like I said, guys, clients that ghost you, okay, the clients that ghost you are come from two things. Either number one, either you are not performing properly, which I'm sure if you guys have been in the business long enough, you are performing properly, but you probably did something wrong. You didn't qualify them. And one thing I want to mention to you guys, you might not be giving them the right, you might not be putting the right product in front of them. Here's what I mean. Clients will ghost you and won't think twice about not picking up your call if you're the type of agent that doesn't ask enough questions and just starts throwing properties at them. Who here, and I'm guilty of it, guys, okay? Who here has ever like had one phone call with someone and just sends them report, and they're just like, yeah, no, okay? Guys, the reason why you get ghosted by clients is at a certain point, they have a finite amount of time in the day, okay? What you need to be doing is you need to be putting the best quality properties in front of them, okay? The fastest way for you to get clients to stop ghosting you is when they ask you to start looking for properties for them, the best thing you can do is for you to go to their current location and walk it. Here's what I mean, guys. Now, this is gold. When I figured this out, like a light bulb went off, okay? The problem is they don't do this all day, every day. We do. They don't see the things that we do. They don't think of the things that we do. So if you go to their office and you meet them in a 10-minute walk, you're going to see more, you're going to realize more, you're going to understand more about their business than they could tell you in an hour on the phone, because they just don't know the things to tell you. You're going to see if the parking lot is too full and their employees have no place to park. You're going to see if there's no place for the trucks to turn around. You're going to see that there's not enough bathrooms and that they're losing productivity because the people are waiting for the bathroom. You're going to see that the conference room is full of junk because they don't have enough storage. You're going to see if the boxes in the warehouse, let's say it's an industrial property, are stacked to the ceiling. You're going to see all these things, guys. But if you don't take the time and go there and look and see and walk through and breathe the air, you're never, ever going to know that. And no matter how astute the buyer is or the potential buyer is, they're never going to give you all the detail that you can get in a 10-minute walkthrough. So if people are ghosting you, it could be because you're not putting the right properties in front of them because you don't understand them well enough. And if you have not walked through a client's location, do not show them properties. Do not start doing searches. Do not do anything. First step is to go and walk their facility. I promise you, it will give you insights that you never ever would have had before. Does that make sense to you guys? If that makes sense and it's something that you haven't done, okay, say yes. Give me a little yes in the chat. Okay, I'm trying to see how we're doing. Okay, guys, one of the biggest things that people complain to me about is they are tired of working with difficult clients. Okay, guys, do me a favor. How many of you right this second, okay, by a show of ones in the chat, right? How many of you guys have this one client that's such a pain in the butt and you would love to fire them, but you can't because you don't have someone else in the pipeline to fulfill them, and you're like, well, I could really use the money. They're kind of a pain in the butt, but I really could use the money. Rosa says yes. Laura says yes. Anybody else? Are they the only two people with pain in the butt clients? Listen, we've all had them. We are not B2B. We're not B2C, guys. We are H to H, which means human to human. And some humans are just more difficult to work with than others. So the way you can get rid of working with difficult clients is, and this ties in with number 4, is to create more opportunities. Put it this way, guys, okay? If you had 20 people knocking on your door wanting to do business with you, do you think you could be a little bit pickier with who you do business with? As opposed to you have 2 people knocking on the door and you really need about 10. You see what I'm saying, guys? The more opportunities you create for yourself, the more you're going to be able to be pickier with the people you do work with. Guys, I will never, ever forget the first time I fired a client. I remember it like it was yesterday. I had 3, count them, 3 listings with this guy, okay? He texted me at 11 o'clock on a Thursday night about some innocuous stuff, some something that could have been handled Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. And even though I had 3 listings with this gentleman, I said, you know what? I kept my standards. I said, I am not going to do that. I will not allow this person to treat me this way. You know why? Because I knew I was going to wake up the very next day and get on the phone and make 50 dials to the right people with the right message, with the right tonality, and I was going to create more opportunities for myself. And guess what, guys? I fired that guy. I lost the 3 listings. I gave them all back. And you know what? I never looked back. And I tell you, I cannot tell you how good that feels. I was giddy. It was so much fun because there's, I mean, I'm sure a lot of you have gone to that point where like, you're just like, oh gosh, every time that phone rings, you get like the willies, you know, it's like, ah, I can't stand this. Guys, you don't have to. No one says you don't have that you have to, okay? We are in our own business. Last I checked, we are independent contractors and we work for ourselves. So the day you create enough opportunities for yourself, you can be pickier with your clients. And if a client acts up and does something that's out of bounds and is disrespectful to you, you do not have to deal with that. Okay, guys? So word to the wise, get up every day, prospect, because it'll allow you to buy back that self-respect. It'll allow you to buy back that bye-bye, see ya. I can't tell you guys, it's priceless. I promise you. Okay, so you do not have to work with difficult clients, but you do have to get up and create new opportunities for yourself every single day via prospecting. Okay. The other thing is, the biggest problem a lot of people have is they don't know how to fix all these things. Okay, guys. You don't worry about it. There is definitely a way to fixing everything. We can work with you. We can show you the way. If you are not growing your business actively, guys, it is atrophying. Entropy is something that happens in real life. Certain things without new energy will fall apart, will disintegrate. Okay, we do not want you. We need you to be growing your business. We need you to be doing something different every year, layering on, like adding a layer, like onions, right? They have layer upon layer upon layer. We need you to constantly be growing your business, because if you don't, you know, every transaction that closes, that's one less client than you have to deal with. I hope you had better be backfilling your pipeline with larger clients than what just closed. That's the only way your business is going to grow year after year. You with me, guys? Okay. Now I want to share some stats with you about what's going on in the real estate market. Okay. Check this out, guys. In commercial real estate, okay, the median gross household income, and this is 5 years ago now, right, was $165,000. Median means half the people made less, but half of them made more. Now, are you guys average, or are you guys in the top 50%? Or how many of you would like to be in the top 20%, 10%, 5%? How many of you guys would like to be in the top 1% of earners in this country? Guys, tell me what percentile you'd like to be. Do me a favor, put that in the chat. If you guys would like to be in the top 5%, let me know. Like to be in the top 10%, like to be in the top 1%, okay? Because I can get you there. Guaranteed. All you have to do is do what I tell you to do. The reason I know that, and I can say it with 100% conviction, is because I did it for myself, and I can show you how, okay? But important thing to know is, guys, the average, okay, the median commercial member age was 60 years old, folks. Do you know what that means? A lot of these people are going to be looking to retire over the next couple years, okay? Vanda says she's new to commercial. Awesome, Vanda, it's perfect. You coming and looking for training and looking for someone to help you is the best possible thing you can do, because you are a blank slate and you can learn this stuff quickly because you don't have years and years and years of bad habits. So awesome. But by all means, pay attention to what I'm about to show you. Okay, guys? Average age is 60 years old. Average person, a median person makes 165,000. Let's get you guys above the average, because I'm sure you guys are not average, right? Or you wouldn't be here if you were just an average. So if you guys know David Bowie, he was an old singer from the 70s. He sang that song, Changes. And it's there's a time for changing of the guard, guys. No more of these old guys, okay? Those guys are going to be retiring. They're going to be going and playing golf. It is time for the young bucks, right? And I'm middle-aged now. I'm 46 this year. But what I'm saying is, it's time for the younger generation to come in and take this industry over. Okay, a lot of the old people are going to be sunsetting, and they're not going to be around. This is what I want to show you guys. Look at this, the age distribution of commercial members. 30% are 66 or older. 1 out of every 3 commercial agents is a senior citizen. Guys, do you hear that? Do you hear that? That doesn't fire you up. I don't know what does. Look at this. Another 17% are 61 or older, right? 47% of all commercial agents are over age 60. Guys, think of it this way. I'm going to put it into you. For those of you that like sports, right? It's like you're a freshman on the football team, right? And more than half the team are seniors. Guess what happens to seniors, guys? Can anybody tell me? Put it in the chat. Rudy, I don't know if you ever played ball before, but what happens to seniors? What do they do at the end of senior year? Tell me. They graduate. Exactly. Guess what, guys? These seniors are graduating, and it's going to leave plenty of room for the freshmen, sophomores, and juniors, us, the people that are hungry and want it, to go out there and absolutely take our share of the market, guys. Within the next 5 years, there's going to be a major changing of the guard. Look at this. Another 17% are 56 to 60. So between 30, 17, and 17, what's that? 34, 64% are 56 years old or older. Hello, guys. If you're not licking your chops right now, you're maybe I'm just speaking Greek here. But my point is, guys, 2/3 of all commercial agents are 56 years old or older. That's incredible, right? So let's do something about it, okay? Other thing I wanted to show you guys was, oh yeah, look at the distribution. If you look right here, okay, this is a distribution of all commercial members and how much experience they have. 46% of the people surveyed were 26 years or older. 24% were 16 to 25 years. Look at this. Very few people are in that 0 to 5. Only 9% of people are in the 0 to 5 or 0 to 10. Guess what? We're taking over, guys, because all these old timers, they're going to retire. All these people, they're going to retire. Everybody that's 56 or older, or if they're not going to retire, they're not going to be the ones picking up the phone and beating on doors. I promise you. They probably got a good network. They got businesses that just comes to them. They hang out. They go out for coffee. They go out for lunch, and they seal deals, right? And they make it look effortless, okay? But guys, if you are ready to rock and roll, if you're ready to put your best foot forward, there's a lot of money to be made in this business. Okay, like I said, there's so much room for new agents in commercial. There's so much room for activities. I don't know if you guys have ever seen the movie Step Brothers, but it's hilarious, right? There's so much room for you guys, okay? So what I want to impress upon you finally is you don't need a designation. This is a chart showing like the different designations that people have. And the biggest one that most people have is CCIM. I have mine, right? But I'm here to show you guys, and back in 2018, only 21% of people had that designation. 63% of commercial agents hold no designations. Designations will not put a dollar in your pocket. Can anybody tell me what will put money in your pocket? Can anybody tell me? What will put money in your pocket is waking up, creating new opportunities. Yes, Rosa, prospecting, right, guys? And having a game plan, guys. If you have a game plan, it's no different than getting in a boat with a GPS. It's like having a compass, having a map, and knowing exactly where you're going. All you have to do is set sail in that direction, and you're going to get there. It's not an if, it's a when, right? So if any of you enjoyed the movie Anchorman, Ron Burgundy says, I passed my certification exam, so I'm kind of a big deal. Yeah, and no, you don't need a certification in this business. All you need, guys, if you have your license and you are working at a company that allows you to do commercial, all you need is a burning desire. With that burning desire and a game plan, you can make a ton of money in this business. You just need to know how, right? What's cool, if you guys are thinking about down the road, how many of you guys would like to work hard in brokerage and then one day have residual income, which means money comes to you whether you get out of bed and work or not? And type residual in the chat if you guys would like residual income, because there's a reason why I'm bringing this stuff up, guys, because 48% of commercial members own commercial real estate personally. You see that there, guys? Guess what? This is not rocket science. Half of the people surveyed show that they have taken this business and they have utilized it for themselves in order to create residual income. Guys, I'm one of them. I'm one of that 48%. I use this business. I use the money that I generated in this business to buy warehouses. Okay. And if you were smart, you would do the same too. You'd buy some sort of income producing property. That is the key to financial freedom, guys. Okay. And we can show you how to do it.